Let me take you guys to the next story. I don't know how you feel about if you're with someone, then you guys live separately. But okay, you guys already have a baby together, and you have this particular someone's home where it's your primary home, but you get to still keep your place as a man. Talking of Frank and Kwamboka, they do share a son together. He's like 1 year old, but they live separately because he says, you know, Kwamboka loves her home and loves space, but that's their primary home, but he still has his own place. I don't know whether that works for any of you. I might make sense, but you let us know on 111 441 is our SMS line. Utakuwa na mutu, and you guys are so public about it, and then you're living in 2 different places. So, you know, it's been a roller coaster.
Leo is the story. First, I'm going to start by saying, to each his own. There's a time in my life I actually believe, not a time in my life, I still believe as a married woman, I'm going to need my own space. I'm going to need to be away from my husband and children for a while. Be it a room in the house or like a separate wing in the house, I believe that is very important. But living completely separately, to each his own.
Well, they said Kwamboka's place is their primary home, but then she needs her space. And wow, all the best to them. I mean,
you don't see how that's possible.
It's really unconventional. Seriously.
Yeah. I mean, I want us both to be there for our kid all the time. Like at all times. That's like the primary reason why I didn't actually decide to live by myself when I get married, because that's actually something I strongly considered. Yeah. But it's very selfish. Yeah, I would, to me personally, I would not do that to my kid.
I don't want to hate what I don't understand, because the first, I think the first feeling or emotion would be like, what? How does that make sense? Make that make sense to me. But kindly, there's a small video, kindly, let's roll it.
Corazon loves her space. Like, she would rather be in her house than be anywhere else. Even when she's at my house, she's always complaining. So, we've just decided that her house becomes like the primary house, but I still have my place, which I'm at right now. But yeah, so we've just decided her place is the primary space, but I still have my.
Well, interesting.
Very.
Like I said, to each his own. What works for you, man.
It's just kia maoni ya kush.
Story. I'm like, you know, in all honesty, I do believe sometimes the space people give each other. I'm like, it's okay to give each other space. It's okay to have, like, you know, some me time, you know. I go away, kidogo, I'm away from you and all that when it gets crazy. But when we have 2 physical places whereby if it gets hot here, you can decide to go to where it's cold. And, you know, I feel like it's a door that opens to a lot of situations, a lot of possibilities, because at the end of the day, the flesh wants a lot of things, and emotions can overwhelm you and can make you make the wrong decisions. So if you're already sharing everything else you're sharing with everyone on social media, like, this is not atile tu selfie time smile you get. We get, I think kuna something yenye imeonyeshwa hapo hivyo kwa screen. There are things when you're doing, I'm like, I think you should just be, you know, grown enough to accommodate each other, because I don't know, that's how I feel. I just feel, I don't know.
Because there are days you'll wake up and not want to see your person, but that does not mean you hate them. After I mean, at the end of the day, you're rooted because you know this is the person that you choose to choose over everyone else every other day, you know. And the minute you have a space for you, you know, it's okay to also take your time off and blow some steam, but entirely for days.
Yeah, I'm like, if I can't tolerate you when I'm mad, it's a risky situation.
That's true.
It can be okay for a while, but it can get to a point whereby it's just not okay. You get, if I know like, kwanza venye nimekasirika sisi alifanya nini nimeenda mali, you get, like, kuna saa ingine unaambiwa in your relationship you can open doors that can lead to the end of that relationship. You get, because you're not giving room to what needs to be happening, the normal. And when you make the abnormal seem normal, trust me, in the long run, it's so hard for you guys to get back to a normal setup. Inakuwa hata mkiwa pamoja uko tu like,
but you know
what?
I
feel I need a man cave. That's where the man cave starts.
But you know what? At the same time, they did have a child together very quickly into the relationship. So maybe it's not the worst idea. because sometimes you have a kid with someone and you can't stand that person, utadu. You know, so maybe it kind of works in that element, because I don't understand people who have a child like immediately into like, I want to be as brave as you, man.
But
These
didn't
guys
she
are not
say-
even dated for a year.
Yeah,
and
but
she was
didn't she
pregnant.
say she couldn't wait for Frankie to put the
Propose,
ring on
yeah,
it?
yeah.
So how are they gonna do that? Like even
Utakuwa
after
na
that?
primary household.
Anyway guys, wacha niwapeleke story. Lakini I think hii mnaweza tuambia 111 is a SMS line. Let me take you to the next story. Now guys, do you know Extian Dela? If you don't know this man, he's Twitter bigwig. Once I think the first people I knew on Twitter was that man, you know. And then he's also a vlogger and also an aspirant wa nini Westlands MP 2022. He feels like he can occupy that space. So I don't know if you're gonna give him votes. 111 is the SMS line again. But right now we're talking about him because apparently they are expecting their first child with his girlfriend Fatma Banj. And she's apparently 7 months pregnant. So according to him, she says that Fatma has totally changed his way of thinking. He's even cut his dreadlocks and said it's a clean shave, and also apologized to so many people that he may quaruzad on his way to greatness, or whoever he is right now. So in a very beautiful caption, after a very beautiful picture, this is what he wrote. I can't believe it's already 7 months down the line. You have changed me a lot, Fatma. You've given me happiness, given me peace, made me laugh, cry, smile, challenged me mentally and business-wise. You've become a true best friend, and now you've given me the best gift a man can ask for. You've made me a dad. I've turned a new leaf, clean shave, more mature and focused thanks to you, Fatma. And also there's a part he says, I've let go of all the negative old ways. I apologize to anyone I've wronged in the past. Starting a new chapter, focusing on family and politics. I must make Westlands and Kenya better for my baby. We have a new YouTube channel. Kindly subscribe. Ndio hiyo sasa. Aya, tuambieni. Umeona hiyo picha kwanza? They look really cute. Yeah.
That's great.
Well,
Joyce.
I'm going to say, I'm just going to touch on
Yeah.
the woman making the man a better person. But still, it goes the other way around. Like, I always say this, when you have, I'm not even going to talk about everything else in Yamesema huko, honestly,
Yeah.
I'm not getting into the political side of things. That's a whole different situation. But yes, I do believe in having the right partner, or someone who you guys are in sync, or you speak the same language, or you vibrate within the same frequency, can make you a better person. You get, sometimes you might behave a particular way, or you have particular beliefs, or you behave in a certain way in certain situations. But when you have someone who brings out the best in you, is quite important. So if that's true, well, kudos, it does happen. And also the same way, you have someone who brings out the worst in you. And if you're with that person, you'll always be wondering why your life is like upside down. So at the end of the day, choose your partners wisely and be very keen about what they bring out of you. If someone brings out anger, a lot of bitterness, a lot of, bile, a lot of, bad energy, like all the time, it's maybe to say 20% it's good stuff, 80% inakwanga ni war. You need to trade carefully. So you better get the 80% of good stuff and good vibes, and maybe 20% of which your 20% eventually inaweza and reduce. So
Means
I
need to
have
do
a
believe in that.
question.
But yeah.
How do you know you love someone enough to have a kid with them so soon? That's always my question.
they also have a short
Can
term.
you have long have
Bro,
they
it hasn't
dated?
even been a year. Kumanisha, she got pregnant as soon as they got together. How do you know? I want to
I
know
didn't
how
even
you
know that story.
I
I want to
legit-
know how you know.
yeah.
Because honestly, I've loved a lot of people in my life, but I was not going to give them a child 3 months into the relationship.
Yeah.
You know? Like, how do you know? Me, that's all I know. Tell us.
Especially-
111, 111.
Yeah.
How do you know?
Especially just knowing that this child is going to be in your life, both of your
Forever.
lives, forever. And parenthood does not even stop. Hata akifika hiyo 18, hata
You're
atoke
a
kwako, you
consultant
still,
now.
mara ngapi mamako bado you still consult.
Maze,
So many
what are the
things.
consult-
So you still need your parents the whole of their lifetime, right? So, anyway, how do you know? Because
I think
I mean,
what
you
I
can't
can
just
say
date
there, how
someone
do you
kidogo
know?
kidogo and
Yeah. I'm going to say this. Utakis a lot of frogs and a lot of monkeys on your way as you wait until you get the person that is for you. But I always say this, the wrong person, something in you will tell you this is the wrong person, but most of the time we choose to ignore. Been there, done that.
Yeah.
But sometimes when it's the right,
A
there's
child
something
though?
that's no, I'm not talking about the
Okay,
child.
the
The
right
same way
one,
why
that
you
fine.
hear people,
Yeah.
The right one,
you might
fine.
date someone
Yeah.
for almost 10 years,
Yeah,
and that
and 1
person
year
will
you're
never
married, yeah.
that person will never propose or get married to you. And someone might meet someone in less than 1 year, they've
And
done
they're
everything
married.
for them.
Yeah.
That's
So
fine.
sometimes you know, and sometimes you think you know, but you don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, the feeling when you get home and you open your fridge to find 1 liter of Coke to accompany your meal. Unaimagine hiyo mtu wangu. Achana na relationship sahi. It has never been this joyous. Because dinner indeed is enjoyable whenever there is a Coke. Don't forget to grab an ice old. But you know, Coke is one of the oldest drinks zenye mimi najua by the way tangu nikiwa mtoi. But until today, make sure you grab yourself an ice cold Coke to share with your family tonight during dinner, and as the meals taste better when it comes with a Coke. Yes, we're going to take a short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.